So about 8 years ago, my dad's buddy actually got me into duck hunting, took me on my first duck hunt, and ever since there I was hooked. And then about 3 years later I wanted to get into the competition side of it, so I looked into it, talked to the guys with Pacific Calls, and they just set me up there. Going hunting with everybody, they're like, man, you're a really good caller, you should really look into competition calling. So I did the work by myself and started looking into it. So you start off your routine. The judge will ask you for a warm-up, and you shake your head if you want to warm up. And then once you're done with your warm-up, you nod your head again, and he goes, all right, judge, this is for score. So that means that's when you're actually going. So then once you start your routine, you're going to start your routine with 2 long hails, and then it goes into 2 short hails. And then you go into what everybody can call a 757 or some hens. I typically call them hens. And then you can go into your feed chatter, and you go off your feed chatter into your step up, and then you go into your step up into your 3-topper, and then your 3-topper into hens, and then back to feed chatter, and then you finish it off with 3 quacks. And so first, when you go up there on stage, they're typically looking for your 2 hails, and that's what you're going to start out with. So this is what that sounds like. I'll do a little warm up, and then I'll go into the long hails. They're the when I nod my head, that's when I'm going into the hails.
Okay.
So that's the 2 long hails. And then right after that, you're going to go into 2 shorter hails. They're basically the same thing, just a tiny bit shorter. So they go like this. Then you go into what everybody calls the hens or the 757. So that's what this sounds like. Then right after that, you're going into your feed chatter, and in the middle of the feed chatter, you give another little quack, so I'll explain that. Then you go into the 3-topper, or what everybody calls a build-up. Actually, it is called the build-up, sorry for that. So the build-up, it's basically stepping up, so it's 3 steps, so I'll do that. Then you go into the 3-topper, which is, they're supposed to be 3 hails at the same length, at the same consistency, so they sound like this. Then you go back into the hens, and they go like this. Then you go back into the feed chatter. And then you do what we call the sign off or the punch out. So that goes 3 quacks, and then you punch out. So it goes. And that's basically a full routine. So basically what you're trying to do to the judges is paint a picture of like you're actually calling ducks. So it's not going to sound like you're actually hunting ducks, but you're trying to paint a picture into the judge's mind. So the judges, they're looking for consistency basically, and flowing of your routine, so it doesn't sound like I'm over here, then I'm over here, then over here. If that makes sense. And then they're looking for not bobbling. So if like I'm going through my hails, they don't want me to go and make like a squeak or something. They just want perfect, consistent notes. That's basically what they're looking for. And they're looking for that picture to be painted in their mind. I've traveled up to Washington. I've typically stayed in Oregon and Washington. I won a Washington novice duck calling competition. I think that was back in 2014. Whatever be. loud for duck hunting. I mean, if you're hunting the sea maybe and the sound goes off, but if I'm hunting like over here on this river, I would never do that. But I have a different call that I have that's a lot quieter and does a lot different sound stuff. So they're trying to separate the winners basically from the losers. So basically a person that can competition call and do it very well, you're typically not, like if you're gonna challenge somebody, if you're not a competition caller and you're challenging a competition caller, it's probably a bad idea because they can run a call a lot better than a regular duck hunter. But it basically what they're looking for, like I said, they're just looking who can push their call to the limit the best and who can bring it down the best and who basically can flow it all together the best. Some of my buddies, they ask me, teach me how to call, teach me how to call. I'm like, okay, so they're getting there, but they can improve.
They still have to build the lung capacity a bit more, right?
They gotta build it up, especially if they want a competition call.